Bushi Nyankwa Manson and Professor John Gartchie ending command pay na ENG ne thoughts on this whole bond and semi DDP no as to whether it would in any way be able to see the light of day in IMF in 3 billion Prof, it's good to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you.
We are being told that we've been able to reach some 50% participation. Our target is 80%. What does this mean, sir?
It means that we have not met the pass mark. And because the debt exchange arrangement has implications for households, has implications for corporate entities, books, it is sad that the IMF has agreed that if indeed this thing that you want to do, it resonates with your countrymen, then majority of 80% of those your countrymen and women who hold bonds, your country, the companies in your country who hold the bonds, when we put all together, it is 80%. So we know that it is representative enough. So this is what the government of Ghana said to IMF, that we want to do domestic debt exchange or domestic debt restructuring. Okay, when we do that, this will be effect on the debt profile of the country. And IMF said, okay, fine. If that is the case, it is not just about proposing it. If you can get 80% of the people agreeing, then we can move forward. That is why the 80% is very significant.
All right, so I am looking at the numbers. I am looking at the insurance industry. I'm looking at the securities traders. I'm looking at the others who have all gotten some deal with some 5%. Coupon rates they are going to be enjoying this year per the new arrangement that the finance ministry mentioned. The deadline has expired. That was yesterday. Those who are left are the individual bond holders. I'm wondering why we are not at 80% in terms of numbers. Are the individual bond holders that much? The banks have also, from all indications, have agreed as well.
You see, agreement between Association of Bankers is different from individual banks agreeing, because there is corporate governance issue. The corporate governance issue is that such decisions are not taken by the boards alone and are not taken by the managers alone. It must go to the board for the board to approve it. Then it must go to shareholders at AGM. You know that most of the companies, the AGM will be held out of March or so I'm not sure whether all the banks have done that. So as we speak, I do know that few banks have not signed on to that because you have to complete the corporate governance issues. Somebody will not form a bank, then recruit you to manage the bank. You go and take this huge decision that will affect the bank. So that is why we are now. And it seems that when we do the calculation, without the involvement of a significant number of individual bondholders, we may not likely get the 80%.
Now,
so what the finance ministry should be doing is to be engaging the IMF and say that, look, this is what we thought, but this is what we will be getting, to see whether the IMF will vary its baseline that it has given to government. And I want to talk about the deadline. The deadline of yesterday, is it a deadline by the government or is it a deadline by the IMF? I'm not sure the IMF has given a deadline to government.
Okay.
What the IMF has given is that they are finished with the staff level.
Okay.
If you are able to do your thing early, we will process you by the end of April. the end of the first quarter. So that is a statement. But for you to say that there is a deadline given to you by the IMF, so why is that you have extended it? So that's why I see the deadline as a ploy or a blackmail to force the people to accept. You saw the altercation between the finance minister and some of the pensioner bondholders. It's like after the pensioners have even explained their position, that they can't just sacrifice anything. The finance minister is also saying that you should contribute something, which means without involvement of the individual bondholders, it is likely to be difficult.
Interesting. Now, the finance minister has hinted that if we are unable to complete this process and get the IMF deal, our economy is likely to crash. How true and realistic is this?
Well, that is problematic and is debatable because we believe that if indeed the finance minister knows that the economy is on the verge of collapse if we don't sign the IMF program in March, the finance minister would have taken some steps that will show clearly to all of us in this country that we are in a serious problem. Not long ago, the president has gone around to cut socks of projects. So what shows that we are actually in serious problem? We are in Agenda 111 about 111 hospital projects. Does that show that we are in difficulties? No, it doesn't show that. When you tell me that, okay, if you don't make sure we are signed on to this program by March, then the economy will collapse. So I see that as a blackmail. Of course, there are difficulties. The difficulty will be enhanced because all the people who might have brought money to the country in terms of investment and the rest are waiting for the IMF program to get some assurance. But since that is not done, it will be prolonged. So
interesting.
For elongation of our challenges, yes, but collapsing the economy is an issue. And you see, sometimes when we say this thing, it's not for personal reason. If somebody else is the one facing all these difficulties, Ghanaians perhaps are giving him goodwill. But if the same person who under his watch banks have been collapsed in this country with different reasons, then under the same person, banks are going to be injured on their income, are going to be injured on their capital, are going to be injured on liquidity, and individuals are also going to be injured just like they suffer under the banking sector cleanup. It doesn't create that environment of confidence. What we are going about. These are the realities.
Final question, Prof, before you take leave of us, has to do with, amidst all of these, gloomy issues we are discussing, the president is still giving hope. He says that by March, we would have completed our deal and the support from the IMF would have come through. Is this equally realistic?
I think it's not all that realistic, but they can fast track, the processes. Assuming we've gotten all the things done by next week, they may be able to fast track things. But again, signing on to the IMF program is not the end to the suffering of Ghanaians. It is just giving you opportunity to signal to the world that, look, the IMF is on board, things will be checked. When you make investment in the country, they may be in proper hands, they may not do the usual things, they may not use your money to spend on something else. They may not do fanciful projects. That is the signal it creates. But it doesn't end inflation immediately. Yeah. It doesn't end exchange rate volatility immediately. It doesn't put all of us to productivity immediately. So it doesn't end anything this year. We will continue to go through the hardship of the year.
Prof, we would thank you for making time to join us this morning live on the Happy Morning Show.
Thank you.